Toy Chat is not a children's channel. This video is intended for adult gift givers and collectors. Hey guys, welcome to Toy Chat. This is Max.
And Sang.
And this is another episode of our Collector's Corner podcast where we discuss hot topics in the doll and toy industry centered around some of our favorite brands. And today's discussion is going to be quite a hot topic in the doll community right now. We are going to be chatting all about the Barbie movie dolls, which were not only recently unveiled, they have recently gone on sale. And a whole bunch of people already have them on hand and have been taking photos of them and everything, including myself. Yeah, so this discussion is not going to be based solely on like impressions and promo images and stuff. We do have two of the Barbie movie dolls on hand right now, right here as we're having this discussion. So we have seen them in person. And we're going to be discussing just, our thoughts on everything released. There is quite a bit to talk about. And of course, this all being based on the Barbie movie, or I think like the formal title of the film is like Barbie the movie.
Yeah.
But it's coming out on July 21st. It's coming out really, really soon at this point. The main trailer for the movie dropped recently as well. You know, for a long time we were just getting kind of like teaser trailers, but we got a full main trailer, so we have a much better idea of like the film's plot and the tone of the movie, which is of course a separate discussion, which we have addressed a bit in the past. We did record a previous podcast discussing our first impressions of, the casting for the movie. Maybe we'll record another podcast, like reviewing the movie if that's something you guys would want after it comes out. The movie is an entirely separate conversation, and like I am really excited for the movie. I think the movie looks delightful. I think it looks cool and fun and funny.
Satirical.
Yeah, it looks very self-aware, very tongue-in-cheek. It seems a lot edgier than I was initially expecting it to be. It doesn't seem like it's, a movie for very young kids. But I think it's going to be, fingers crossed, it lives up to the hype because I'm really excited for the movie. Now let's dive into the dolls. So of course there would be Barbie movie dolls. And I think we have to talk about real quick when the Margot Robbie Barbie sculpt leaked initially, which was like not too long ago. One picture started very heavily circulating online on Instagram. The first person I personally saw it from was our friend Wendy, Never Forever.
It was just a picture, like an up-close picture of the main doll box, right?
Yes, and it was one of those classic like leak / very early doll photos where it was just kind of a quick like snapshot taken at not the most flattering angle. And it was just like a big close-up of her face.
This is why companies don't like leaks.
Yes, I think this situation kind of made a compelling argument for why companies have issues with leaks. I would say the internet's response to that photo specifically was almost universally negative. People were really not digging the face. Definitely that particular angle in that photo made it look like she had like this very wide kind of clown grin. I was not personally seeing a Margot Robbie resemblance. It looked like a very typical Playline Barbie doll. So a little while after that, promo images actually came out. Some people actually started getting the doll on hand. And there were like a couple methods to actually buy the Barbie movie dolls. By this point in time, they've been available via Mattel Creations. Several of them became available through Amazon. Really recently, we've been hearing some people say they're finding the dolls in Targets now. We personally have not seen them in store yet. So there's been a lot of methods to purchase them. And I mean, for the most part, it seemed like they were very successful in terms of like sales, because several of the listings sold out very quickly. There were a lot of people who couldn't get their hands on them. We're going to talk about how we feel about these dolls now that we've seen much more of them. We have all the promo images and we have two of them physically on hand. So the ones that I own, by the way, are the Barbie doll in like the pastel plaid dress. She also comes with a hat. And I have the Ken doll in the denim vest, which is also actually based on the look that debuted Ryan Gosling's Ken. It was the very first like image of Ken from the movie that was revealed to the public. Those are the two dolls that I personally own and that we have on hand. But I feel like we have to start the conversation with the first Barbie that leaked, which has been widely referred to as Perfect Day Barbie. She's priced at $25. And she is wearing like a cute little, it's the gingham dress Barbie. So I should say, by the way, that like these dolls have different titles and stuff. Like this one has been referred to as the Perfect Day Barbie, but like her listing on all of their listings on Mattel Creations, it's just like the outfit. There's not like a moniker or an actual name for any of the dolls. But we'll talk about her first. And then we saw this look in the movie, in the trailer, when Barbie is like descending, you know, from the dream house and all that. So it's one of the first looks, you know, we see in the trailer. What do we think of her?
You know, this is kind of like the signature Barbie doll for the movie, I feel like. I think all of these dolls are a little pricey. I can't imagine kids going out the way to buy these. I think these are a bit more of like a collector's item, or like a memorabilia for the movie. But I don't like they're pretty pricey for Barbie dolls, and I think some of them don't really reflect what you're actually getting.
I think we should also kind of talk about, I guess, first and foremost, the Margot Robbie face sculpt, which now that we've actually seen her in person, so I can say I fell into the crowd of people who was like, you know, oh no, when I saw the leaked image. Now that I've seen her in person, I definitely feel differently from how I did when I saw the leaked image. The leaked image was, you know, it was an unflattering angle and all that. You know, I think something that is going to maybe divide the community a little bit, well, I think it will divide some people, is the fact that it feels like the intention here with this collection was to kind of be like a return to form for Barbie, like to be the very, very classic pink, blonde, you know, blue-eyed Barbie aesthetic. But this particular Barbie sculpt is something that I personally, I think this would be a perfectly cute fashionista in the fashionista playline aisle. I think for what I would have specifically wanted from this Barbie film, and because there's so much hype over it and it's positioned to be such like the blockbuster success, I was hoping for a little added dash of, I think, just oomph and kind of like slight realism, like to really look at her face and say, that's Margot Robbie. Like, that looks like Margot Robbie. And I mean, I think Mattel has done that successfully in the past. I think they did it pretty well with the BTS dolls. I think they did it recently with the Halle Bailey doll. And of course, it's Mattel, it's Barbie. It's going to be conforming to the Barbie style, which is, of course, kind of like a blend of quote unquote realism and cartoony. This is not what I personally would have wanted in a Margot Robbie Barbie face.
I think it looks flat. I think the screening makes her look like it looks flat. We have seen Margot Robbie in a lot of doll and figured forms. We've seen her, in Hot Toys as, Harley Quinn. Yeah, mostly Harley Quinn, but there's been, Harley Quinn toys based on her, as well as Hot Toys. So we've seen, what sculptors can create using her image. So this one looks a little flat to me, and I think it's part of kind of the Barbie aesthetic, where it is kind of more on the simple side, more cartoony. But yeah, a little bit more of dimension would have probably helped, but I'm sure that would raise the cost.
Yeah.
But it does look flat. And then, I'm thankful from the looks of it, Mattel has not used the pixelation kind of technique on these dolls, so I am thankful for that.
Yeah, they're not pixelated. That we can say now that we've seen them in person. They're not pixelated. So specifically, if we're talking about the Perfect Day one, the pink gingham dress look, I think she's perfectly cute. It is kind of in a sense a signature Barbie. I think part of the problem to go back to the face real quick is I personally, and I know longtime Barbie fans would have kind of more of a perspective on this, but Barbie's kind of quote unquote the signature face sculpt. I know there's like Millie, and there's like what are the other like really recurring ones? Like I know Millie is one of the ones that's been used a lot in recent history. But when I think about kind of historically some of the Barbie faces that looked really good to me, I think if this movie wanted to be like a return to form of like classic Barbie, I mean, for me personally, one of my personal favorites was kind of like the early 2000s era Barbie. And obviously, we were big fans also of like Silkstone and that aesthetic. That obviously is like a very vintage and probably would be considered like dated on Playline shelves today. But if we're talking about the really recent sculpts we're seeing for quote unquote signature Barbie, like what we'd see on Barbie Extra and stuff like that, I feel like they've gotten more cartoony compared to, the releases like in like the 90s and early 2000s. So it just, that more recent era hasn't really been my favorite quote unquote signature Barbie look. And I feel like that's what the Barbie movie dolls are really like going off of. And like Sang said, there is a bit of just like a flatness to it. So, I mean, the gingham dress one, and she came kind of paired with a Ken, who is the Ken we see with the classic, very TikTokable, like, hi Barbie, hi Ken, like scene from the trailer. So it's like the quote unquote signature Barbie and signature Ken. And these are kind of like the budget ones because they cost $25. And, I think so $25, that basically means they cost the same as a Barbie Extra doll. And, we have reviewed Barbie Extra dolls. We have shared our thoughts on Barbie Extra and, the value there. Now, Barbie Extra dolls, granted, usually come with like layers and jackets and accessories. These dolls don't come with a whole lot. I have to be honest, I don't know whether or not there were like likeness fees or anything involved with these dolls, because with like, WB and like the real actors, or I personally don't see a whole lot of likeness used here. But because I think with Ken too, like even if we're just talking about the Ken face sculpt, I don't see Ryan Gosling at all.
I think this looks more like Ken than it does Ryan Gosling. So
yeah, it's like I guess a signature Ken, pretty much. I mean, I guess it's nice at least that they have these $25 options, because I think the side of this line that generated more debate was the $50 dolls, which is actually, I think at this point, like a majority of the dolls in the line cost $50. There's a handful of different versions of Barbie, of course. She has her pink Western look, her gold disco jumpsuit look, and the plaid dress, the matching set, which is the one I have on hand. And that was one of the ones I really wanted to make a point to get, because she's very cute. I mean, I would say one of the biggest successes of this collection is the clothes. The clothes are really cute. I want to put this dress on Poppy Parker from Integrity Toys, or a different Barbie or whatever. I think a lot of the clothes are really cute. I am kind of struggling to see a $50 value in these $50 dolls.
Yeah.
They come with one outfit, and they do have stands. They have stands, which,
is luxury now.
It's a Mattel luxury, yes. And I mean, of course, because it's the Barbie movie, I think just by the name and the brand name alone, these are going to be collector's items, and they're going to be popular. It's possible they'll be worth something like down the line or whatever, but kind of in the here and now, just at face value.
It also makes me curious if we're ever going to see these in retail stores, because they are pricey.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to see a well, I mean, with other companies, there are $50 dolls on the shelves. But, with the status of like Barbie on like Target aisles, where most of their price points are very affordable, having these $50 dolls on the shelves, I wonder if that would be,
Yeah, I feel like in the event any of these $50 dolls were to be like tossed on a Target or Walmart Playline shelf, I think there would be some parents getting some serious sticker shock. Because, yeah, you know, to Sang's point, I vividly remember that we witnessed first and second hand, like, parents and shoppers at Walmart and stuff, like, having sticker shock to Rainbow High's Slumber Party dolls, which came with, you know, multiple outfits and accessories. And even then at the time we were talking about, like, oh yeah, these dolls are kind of pricey. Yeah. But these are single outfit dolls with no accessories. And
they're not packaged any, like, differently than other Barbie dolls. I mean, that's probably intentional, but yeah, I can imagine them being put in the wrong spot, and then you have a sticker that says, you know, $15, and these are $50 dolls. I can't imagine that be...
Yeah. There are definitely some in this collection, I think, that look pretty cool. I am a pretty big fan of President Barbie in pink, and she's played by Issa Rae in the film. I think she looks pretty nice. And we do have, you know, in terms of more of like the non-Barbie characters, there is also Gloria, played by America Ferrera. And actually, Gloria's outfit, I think, is among the most classic Barbie outfits in the collection.
But the thing is, she's on the smaller body.
Oh, she's on the petite body?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, could work on some dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cute outfit. And she is also $50. It seems like the internet was really going crazy over Western Barbie and the gold jumpsuit disco Barbie, which are both very cute. I don't know if they were really resonating with me personally as much as it seems like they were with some other people. You know, but again, the clothes are nice. They just seem expensive for what they are. And then we have Simu Liu's Ken, and he comes in a white and gold tracksuit, which, yeah, Simu Liu is playing. You know, obviously, as we've learned, the plot features multiple Barbies and multiple Kens. You know, just like real life. The Simu Liu Ken, this is kind of example, I think, of, yeah, emphasizing that, like, the flat concern Sang brought up is, I think they tried to do a little something here to incorporate something specific to, like, likeness of the actor, and that they dotted on Simu Liu's birthmarks on the side of his face. But because the rest of his face is so lacking in detail and is very, like, matte, photoshopped, cartoony, the birthmarks look unusually pronounced on the doll. So the overall look, this is another example. I just don't really think it looks like Simu. I think overall likeness of a lot of these real life actors wasn't captured super successfully in these dolls. I'm not super clear on whether or not that was necessarily the intent. I don't know if they wanted them to more look like traditional kind of classic Barbies. And also the Simu Liu Ken is exclusive to Mattel Creations, so you can only get him through Mattel Creations. Another issue there, speaking of which, in the fact that, I mean, if some or a lot of these do end up online exclusives, quality control is always going to come up. And the Ken that I got, the denim vest Ken, has a lot of issues. There's gaps in the rooting of his hair. It seems like he's thinly rooted overall. His face is a little bit splotchy.
Yeah, speaking of that Ken, I think his outfit's kind of bulky too.
Yes. That was actually, which really sucked because I was like, I want to love this look. I think it could have been, and I mean, I have to say, I loved the presentation of this look and Ryan Gosling in general when it was first revealed, because it's so, like, camp. It's like very self-aware and campy, which ultimately is, I mean, it is Barbie. I think Barbie is kind of like, it just embodies what everyone kind of realizes about, like, Barbie and Ken, and it kind of pokes fun at it. And so I loved it. I wanted to love the doll iteration. I love parts of it. I love the fact that he comes with the you know, the Calvin Klein inspired, like, Ken underwear is awesome. I love that they included that. And
it has pockets.
He has pockets, and he's even posed in box, like with his hands in his pockets. He has cheap plastic shoes.
Well, maybe all do.
But they all do, yeah. But
that's a Barbie signature.
yes. But it's really bulky. It looks too large on him.
Yeah. And the inside isn't lined, so there's a lot of raw, like, threads and stuff on here. Which, you know, for a $50 doll, you would expect a little bit more of craftsmanship. But he's cute. It's, yeah, maybe his clothes will fit better on another boy doll. But yeah.
I wonder if they'd fit, like, Mizzy Adonis.
Maybe.
Adonis or something.
Yeah, the shoulders are really large.
Yeah, maybe I should try that. He is cute. He is. I mean, I think the problem is what I was expecting in my mind for this, like, very, very hyped live action movie specifically versus what these dolls are giving, which I think is more like ordinary Barbie. Yeah. But you know, again, I don't know, maybe that's like the intention. I mean, there was also something that I will say I think the packaging is adorable. It's a little simple. It's not really like luxurious.
There's a lot of empty space.
Yes. Which I think contributes to kind of like a cheap factor, unfortunately. Yeah. But I do think the overall aesthetic of it, and the sides and the back and everything, I think it's cute that it feels like it's like a retro vintage Barbie callback, which is definitely cute, which is very cute.
This Easter Barbie.
She's totally an Easter Barbie. Yeah.
I do appreciate that, like, when they do have hats and stuff, they're fabric hats. Like, her hat is not plastic, which is really nice. And, you know, like, this one has like a tulle skirt
petticoat
underneath.
Or whatever.
Yeah, petticoat underneath, and underwear, which is nice. So there are like details and layers to some of the Barbie fashion. And I think that's my biggest compliment to these dolls is, like, the clothes are nice.
Yeah, the clothes are very cute. Like, even if you're not completely sold on, you know, actor likenesses or anything like that of the dolls specifically, I think there are a lot of clothes here that are super cute. I mean, speaking of clothes, one of my favorite things in the entire collection is the Barbie the Movie fashion pack. The clothes look incredibly cute.
Yes.
I mean, there's like little pink jammies, like pajamas.
There's the signature blue outfit from, like, the promo images.
Yeah, the very first one where she was in the car, I think. Yeah.
She has, another look, the gingham.
It is kind of like a gingham. Yeah.
It has a fabric hat and, you know, like a short dress, but has, you know, pants underneath. It's really cute.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the fashion pack. Planning on buying that, but so there was like a weird situation with this where, like, it was $75.
I think when they were first listed on Mattel Creations, they were $75, and then they went down to $50. So hopefully those people who bought it right away got a refund, because it was not screaming $75, but $50 is a bit more reasonable.
Yeah. And does it actually come in that, like, the
box? Yeah.
The display box? Yeah, the display box that comes in looks cute. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the fashion set. And that's kind of nice too, that if you want, you can just get, like, one of, you know, the dolls and then, like, you know, mix and match with the cute outfits.
Yeah.
Something that's really interesting that I think we have to address as well is, so prior to all of this stuff coming out and getting revealed, a Barbie Club email was sent out, where people were able to enter a raffle, essentially, for the opportunity to spend $400 on a 9-pack of Barbie the Movie dolls. So basically 9 dolls total for $400. When this was announced, there were no photos, and people were not shown or told what the dolls would actually be. And it was, they also, by the way, would only be selecting 100 people to receive this set. I personally saw no follow-up of that on the internet. I didn't see anyone post about it. I didn't see anyone receive it. At this time of recording, that's where things are at anyway. But, I mean, granted, there are thousands upon thousands of Barbie fans. If they only selected 100 people for that raffle, the odds of winning seemed extraordinarily slim.
Yeah.
But I was a little shocked by it because I'm like, it's like a $400 blind box.
Yeah.
Basically, which is a little much. I would have gotten it if it was like $1, but yeah. And also, if this was supposed to be like an early peak, which that was the intention, by the way, that was what the description said, was that it was supposed to allow these 100 people a quote unquote early sneak peek at a batch of dolls, one of which would be a Mattel Creations exclusive. I may be wrong. Maybe the rug will be pulled out from under us and there's like other dolls yet to be revealed. But the impression I have is that pack would include dolls that have already been revealed and that people already have and have bought.
Yeah.
In which case, if I were one of those 100 people who spent $400, I would be like, well, why did I do this if I didn't actually get like first look and like to, at these dolls?
Now, pretty recently, it has leaked that there will be a secondary follow-up wave of the Barbie movie dolls that include additional looks like Ken and Barbie's neon roller skating outfits. We have very limited information on that right now. It's just preliminary leaks. And it's only a small handful of dolls that I have seen. I haven't seen 9 of them. Maybe this expensive mystery pack features dolls from that wave. I honestly have no idea.
I don't know. Again, we have kind of limited insight to that situation. I've seen no one online post about it. I don't know if anyone did actually receive them or if they're still waiting on, I don't know. I'm part of the Barbie Club, but I did not enter.
So the last thing they had was an accessory for Barbie, or the last 2 things. There was 2 convertibles. There was one convertible that was a RC car, which was $55. So Barbie can ride in it. And then there was
and it's actually remote controlled. You can like make her move around in it. Yeah.
Yes. And then there's like a more kind of like model-esque version of it where it's a 4-seater and it's $75. That one is what I want if I were gonna get a convertible. Yeah, I mean, it looks really nice and you can store stuff in the trunk and the doors open.
The convertible looks adorable.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
Yeah, if you want to recreate that, the promo image of, Margot Robbie in the car, you can use this one. But yeah, it looks really nice. It's currently sold out, so I'm curious if it's really popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate that they included the car because I thought the car was a highlight of the trailer as well as the promo images.
For sure.
And apparently there is a Mega Blocks, or I guess it's called Mega now, version of the Barbie house as well.
Oh, I haven't seen that really. That's adorable.
Yeah. $150.
Yeah, Legos are expensive too, so it's really interesting. I feel like the doll community and the internet is like a little bit split on this. I think there are a lot of people who kind of like 180'd from the negative impression of the leak, and then they love them now. But I have also seen some people who are still just not feeling it, or they're not a big fan of the price. The fact that so many of these products are like pricier than they were expecting. Definitely curious what you guys think. Definitely let us know. I have to say, I don't think I'm gonna be purchasing much else from this collection for me personally. I'm also I think I've addressed this in like a prior podcast, but modern day Barbie is not totally like resonating with me quite as much as in like an adult collector with where I'm at right now. I do think there are some cute things here. I did want to make a point just because I'm so excited for the movie. I wanted to make a point to pick up, some keepsakes like from the movie. I think there is some nice stuff here. There are certain things that I wish were a little different with like the faces and everything. I don't totally know if I think all of these prices are fair, but
yeah. I I've seen some really cute customs of Barbie and Ken, so I think the fashions are pretty nice as is, so you can definitely create your own. If you're a fan of these dolls, great, more power to you. And I think there's value here, but at the same time, it is kind of pricey for what you're getting. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I think there's some I really love the Easter looking Barbie, but it's just mainly for the outfit.
Yeah, the outfit's adorable.
Yeah.
I have to be really honest, I came close to being like, maybe I'll just like skip the Barbies and like get like just the fashion pack. But the plaid set one, the outfit is just so cute. It's really cute. It's funny too, now that I'm kind of like looking at Ken from like the side. I think he does have a cute, he has some very cute angles. It's cute to have these two as a pair.
Yeah, I would love to see them in stores so I can pick out a nice one. Like, I think if you're charging $50, I would hope quality control would be better. Like, yes. $50 to me is like, you're asking more than what Playline is.
Yes.
So...
Yeah, and I mean, MGA already has to, like, sell that to consumers, a lot, because I think... Which, yeah, I mean, that's, like, a whole other conversation. It's interesting that, like... I feel like there's a price threshold that no matter the quality that you deliver, there are prices that are just flat out going to be unappealing to like parents and people just like walking through Target and Walmart aisles for toys, to pay for toys, where they're just like no, like I'm not spending like more than like $30 on like a doll. I mean, there are a lot of parents and people out there who think $30 is expensive for a doll. So, something that's very interesting too, that Sang pointed out with who are these, especially the $50 ones, like who are they necessarily made for? Like, are they, if it's like, obviously you have the adult collectors that have their specific expectations of quality and price points, and then you have kids and what they want out of dolls and what parents expect out of Playline prices and value and all that. This collection, I feel like, kind of falls somewhere in between, which is actually kind of fascinating, because I've heard some people make similar comments about the movie itself. Like, they're not completely clear on like who the movie is made for, quote unquote. That aspect I don't think anyone's going to be able to answer until the movie actually comes out, of course. All right, well, thank you for joining us for this podcast. We're very curious what you guys think about the Barbie movie dolls. Did you pick up any? What are your thoughts on them? How do you feel about how they look, their value, their quality? Definitely share your thoughts with us. Once again, I am so hyped to see the movie itself. I want to see it on opening night. I definitely want to see the movie. Really excited for the movie. But yeah, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know what you'd like us to discuss in the next podcast. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.